What is good, everyone? Welcome to the CANDU Sports Show. We are celebrating the 10th episode, which is fantastic. We've been off for a little bit. Last weekend's spring forward with the clocks kind of puts everyone in a funky mood. But we're back at you. Ohio Dominican in the house. We got your host, Scott Blair, and our man, Don Ray Bennett. Don Ray, how are we feeling today?
What's popping with the population? I'm feeling very, very good. It's a wild time in sports.
Yo.
Can't even keep up with everything. Waking up to seeing new stuff literally every other hour, and so I'm doing well. Doing well. Got to shout out Caleb Macri, right?
Yeah.
He decided to sign with Maris.
Congratulations.
Those Red Foxes out. So that's the Cuzzo, from Hillsborough. Hillsborough, shout out to you. Great season. Taken out by the number one seed in their conference tourney. But hey, that postseason play, it'll get you. It's just special to get there. So shout out to them. But yeah, that's what's going on in the world of the Bennetts. How about you?
Man, just enjoying hoops. What do we got going on over here? Yeah, hoop season, just watching, soaking up everything. We got some hot takes from that too. We were lucky to see, since our last show, we were able to see Coach Boeheim's being honored at Syracuse's last home game, I think, of the regular season against Notre Dame. No, second to last, I believe. Yeah, second to last home game against Notre Dame. Good win for them. Too bad they lost in the tournament here this weekend or this past week. And then we were able to score some tickets. We're going to go see Caitlin Clark against the New York Liberty in May. So we can't wait to see that. Because we anticipate, I think the whole world thinks she's getting drafted number one, right, by the Indiana Fever. So let's do it.
That is some smooth strategery, as my old friend Derek would say. Strategery.
Yo, we should be
Nice
talking about the strategery of that, no doubt, because if I would have looked at them tickets like 2 days later when she announced, them tickets went to like $500 a piece. Yeah. We got them before that, so we're good.
Smart.
I'm not paying $500 for that's crazy, but that's the Caitlin Clark effect. So
nice. Yeah, shout out to her and setting that record. Well deserved. And within a week or so to be able to, put Nebraska away on that. She's just amazing, man. She's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Wayne's World reference to the youngins. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. So
all right, well, let's get right into it, man. We've got more than enough to try to bite off. And at the center of it all happens to be our two home teams.
Yes.
The Eagles and the Bears, but without a doubt, the spotlight is shining in Chicago. Talk to us. What's going on? What's your read? And is excited the right adjective?
Excited is the right adjective. I think we should be excited because either way, regardless of who they pick at quarterback, fans should be excited. I think there's a little bit of concern, though, because people, what's the media telling us? The Bears are going to be the Bears. They're going to screw this up. I don't think they can screw it up right now, personally. Because, one, DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen, forgive me, his name just escaped me, who is the tight end with the Chargers, who's going to be a really good complement to Cole Kmet with some double tight end formations, right, with some 12 action. Offensively, they're really in a good spot. You got Keenan Allen, you got DJ Moore, you got Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift in the back with Khalil Herbert. You finally got weapons on offense. Like these are weapons. Right, they showed Keenan Allen statistics. He would be the all-time leading receiver of the Bears by like 2 times his yards. Like it's like he's legit. Now, granted, he's 32, but he can still ball. And he had 1,200 yards last year. So I say all that because, right, if they decide that, I think the offensive line is pretty decent. They did get some free agent acquisitions to take care of the center position because that's their weakest spot. The rest of it is pretty stable, I think. If they say, hey, we're giving Justin Fields the keys and they acknowledge reality, which is his first 2 years, they were trusting the process. They were not playing to win, everybody. So everyone's like, oh, Justin Fields 10-28. Those first 2 years, they were not playing to win. They were not playing to win. So look at last year's record. They were 7-10. If they had a functional offensive coordinator, they would have made the playoffs. there's positivity to be able to speak to there.
What about
Go ahead.
the two offensive linemen they got? I know prior from San Francisco. They also signed
They got the kid from Buffalo, and then they got the kid from they got
the
not a
Rams.
kid. Sorry, the Rams,
Right,
the
the
Rams
Rams.
center.
Shell.
Yeah.
Do you know much about them? Are they projected to be starters? I would imagine so, but prior at least. But they're projected to be starters. Is that how they're going to?
So I think Pryor's going to be more depth unless they're planning on cutting. I think it's more depth because Tevin Jenkins, who's the left guard, is solid, solid player. But he does get dinged up on occasion, so now they've got a solid backup behind him.
Gotcha.
Coleman Shelton is
Center.
he's from the
Yeah.
Rams. He's going to start. He's going to start. And I think one of the reasons he's probably going to start is that with the Bears dealing some of their picks to acquire the Keenan Allens of the world and stuff, they don't have a second round. They don't have a second round pick to be able to grab the best center that's in the draft right now. I think it's the guy out of Iowa. So
Hmm.
this way they've got depth on the line that's taken care of. You're bringing back everyone's coming back who started except the center. And that
Gotcha.
really was the worst spot on the line. So now they have the ability, if they want to trade back from 1 or 9, they can. And I have always been of the opinion that they're keeping Justin Fields. I think this is all a shadow game so that they can get themselves probably 3 years worth of first round picks to
Absolutely.
um to
Absolutely.
get to get to get that pick draft traded down. Now there's one wild card here, Don Ray. I know you've got a little conspiracy theory for something that we'll talk about in a few minutes, but I'm curious. What if, especially with what happened yesterday, and here's the bridge to your team, okay?
Yeah.
What if the Steelers traded Kenny Pickett to the Philadelphia Eagles? What if now that opens up the opportunity for the Steelers to trade for Justin Fields and you put Justin Fields behind Russell Wilson to watch for a season?
No.
Because Russell Wilson's only under contract for 1 year. I'm just saying there's a hypothetical. The other one that's a possibility is the Raiders. All the folks have been talking about the Raiders. I'm dismissing it because I don't think Justin Fields and Luke Getsy got along. So the only viable teams that are out there to trade for Justin, possibly the Steelers, maybe Denver, the Denver Broncos. I don't think he wants to play. I don't think anyone wants to play for Sean Payton the way he treated Russell
Mm.
Wilson last year. But yeah, so there's my sense. I have always been of the opinion that Caleb Williams is not getting picked by the Bears, and he canceled. Caleb Williams canceled his visit to the Bears that was supposed to take place, I think, a week or so ago, and said, let's wait for my pro day. So I think there's a little, and that hasn't gotten a whole lot of play. I don't understand why.
Mm.
But I don't think the Bears are taking him. They're trading the pick. They're riding with Justin Fields. And if they get enough picks, if Justin Fields doesn't work out this year, they'll pick a quarterback in 2025. So Eagles, they got Kenny Pickett now.
Well, well, first they wouldn't necessarily need to draft the quarterback. They'd have so much draft capital. They probably look to get whoever's on their way out, some star
True.
of sorts. Okay,
Yeah.
the Birds. Obviously, you've got the Saquon Barkley signing. I'm on record as saying
Huge.
I want the record to show. Of course, I believe he is another tier better than Swift for the money and for the offense that clearly gets run. I know we brought in Kellen Moore and it's supposed to be different, but three straight, three offensive coordinators under
Sirianni.
Sirianni, and the run pass ratio remains the same. It's a ridiculous, no matter how great our running game is, let's just throw the ball 14 straight times in the middle of a game just because. And so if you're going to throw the ball more than run, then I'd rather have someone like Swift back there that you can use like a Christian McCaffrey, spread them out wide, have them run routes. Even though he was grossly underused last year, Swift still put up amazing numbers, 1,000-yard rushing and yards per carry and recept. Like I for the extra 5 mil per year, I would
He's
have
looking
liked.
good in
I
Chicago.
would have preferred Swift. Having said that, I ain't mad
Yeah.
at the ball.
No.
Saquon, are you serious? So great pickup. They better run the ball, which I've been saying now for 3 years. So we'll
He can
see.
catch out of the backfield too, though. So
He can, but we don't throw. Uh,
I hear you.
the one thing that Howie Roseman said was, we need a 3 down back who can pass protect on 3rd down. Again, what's the difference? You need a back who can pass protect every down since that's all you do is throw. But we'll see.
Yeah,
So I'm happy with that. Jason Kelsey retired.
yeah.
The God himself. He's an all-time Philadelphian athlete. He's made it
Shout
to
out.
Mount Rushmore, and he's a center. Um, but we've the offensive line, the depth. I mean, we hired his replacement 2 years ago,
Yeah,
or
true.
drafted his replacement 2 years ago. We did just pick up Hennessy, who's as a backup center, good depth there. Um, but I love what they're doing, bringing Gardner Johnson back. Um, and we keep forgetting Isaiah Rodgers, who just a couple years ago was, uh, uh, basically a Pro Bowl, all pro type level corner who got suspended, so he had to sit out a year. How he doing what how he does? He's been on the back burner all year, and now we bring him out. And yes, Bradbury had a putrid year. Slay, maybe he's getting up there, so he may take a step back. But I think Rodgers on the other end would be great, even if he slides in to the to the slot even.
Slot.
Ringo's got a year under his belt. We look, I'm very happy.
Man, we got
Elliott,
we got two Eagles. Man, I completely forgot. I'm sorry, but the
who's the
Bears
other
got
one you
two
got?
Eagles. They got Kevin, the D-back. Kevin Baird.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right. You're right. Oh, I forgot about that. There's been so much. It's hard to even keep up with everything.
exactly. Exactly.
So the birds are doing the birds. What they do. They kept locked in Elliott for a couple years. Um,
Good move. Good move.
the concern, Justin Simmons is still out there, right?
You know who's still out there?
Who?
Bill Belichick. Just saying. I'm just saying.
He's going to take a year off and then
I know.
come
I
somewhere.
know.
So,
I know.
um, but so yeah, so that's where we're at. Happy. I'm happy with what we're doing. Linebackers still a little. We'll see how that goes. A little. Oh no, we got Devin White, didn't we?
Devin White. You got Devin White. Yeah. Signed
So,
him on Thursday, I think.
and we still got the draft. So we'll see what happens. I don't know what they're doing with the Kenny Pickett deal. Um, I really don't. I
His
don't.
backup. He's chilling back there as a backup now that Mariota's gone. That's
I
it.
think I think they're going to the Bill Belichick mantra that they did back when we got what was his name, Brad, we have Vince Young and what's the guy from I can see his face, from Oklahoma, Bradford, and when we
Bradford.
had the
Yeah. Yeah.
quarterback,
Sam.
yeah, the quarterback factor is
Man, I
what he
forgot
called,
y'all
and then
had
he was
him.
just, you bring in these guys that are solid, you keep them for a year, you make it seem like they're ready, and then you trade them for a
Trade
second or
him.
third round pick. So I
Yeah.
think that's what's going to happen here because our backups between Mariota and his name forgets me, but their third string or whomever in last year's preseason really lit it up. Like I thought he should have been ahead of Mariota. I think a lot of fans did so, but we're not there day to day with the practice. So I think he's going to be used as draft capital in the future.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
so we'll see. It didn't cost us much, a pick swap and then like a late round picks in 25. So, good move by them. So, but
Yeah.
other than that, anything else on the landscape of what's out there? What do you see? Any other? There's been a lot of movements, but anyone stick out to you in terms of what teams are doing or individuals that you're surprised got or moved?
Well, I'll just add myself to the list of not sure what Dallas is doing. I generally try not to pay attention to Dallas because that's just been their MO for 30 years. So they're kind of like the New York Knicks, a big name, but they don't do anything. So not to say that they don't have good teams every now and then. I'm just curious what's going to happen with the top of the draft. So looking at Washington, are they going to trade up with Chicago? New England, are they going to trade up with Chicago if they like Caleb Williams? Caleb Williams' pro day is on March 20th, so it's right around the corner. So that's probably, I'm guessing a lot of stuff is going to start moving at the end of March once his health eval is done,
Sure.
once folks are able to see him work out. But yeah, I'm curious because a lot of these teams that are in the top 7 or 8 of the draft, they've all gone out and signed a Gardner Minshew, a Jacoby Brissett, locking in having a veteran backup.
Hmm.
It's like, okay, so how are they going to all position themselves to get Daniels, McCarthy, um, Drake May, Caleb Williams, go down the
Yeah.
list?
Yeah. Absolutely. I'd say I think the Rams did a good job bringing in Garoppolo to back up Stafford
Yeah,
in terms of
yeah.
potential contingency plan to hold over whenever he's done. Um, and then the Jets getting Morgan Moses and Tyron Smith to get that line together,
Hmm.
assuming their quarterback doesn't become a vice president of the United States under Robert Kennedy. Um, you know, assuming he's got something in the tank, the Jets are going to be nice if they continue to build like this. So,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
you got Derrick Henry in the backfield
yeah.
with
Baltimore,
Lamar
oh, and
Jackson.
Lamar. That's nice. That's nice.
There's
Josh Jacobs in Green Bay. I mean, I'm
yeah,
watching that one.
yeah. What
Although,
about Kirk Cousins? What do you think about that one?
let's see.
Are they I mean that division's a little weak, so I mean they
Yeah,
can easily, and they
they
were
were
solid last year.
they were
I
okay.
their
They
play
were.
calling's a concern to me.
They got new coaching staff,
But
so
yeah, so um, oh man, there's so much to go on.
yeah.
I think for me the biggest, I don't know if it's splash wise, but the fact that um the Steelers were able that linebacker, the top linebacker in free agency,
Oh,
in my
Queen,
opinion,
Queen.
Queen to
Yeah,
Pittsburgh going across enemy lines.
yeah,
Pittsburgh is going to be a four. I mean, they made the playoffs with I don't Mason Rudolph in
yeah.
Canada as an offensive court. Like they every year they still do it, and now they're equipped with a veteran quarterback and an
Who
even
had a
more
good year
functional.
last year? Russell Wilson had a good year last year. Sean Payton just didn't want his brother around.
I think good is a stretch,
You
but
look at his statistics. He had a good
I know
year.
I had him in fantasy though because I really was expecting more. And he the games I watched, it was just maybe it was the style of play or whatever, but he would eat sacks or eat the ball or hold it too long. It was just it didn't seem like he was a good fit. But you're right.
That's
He still managed to get statistically what he needed to. I think any other a bad quarterback or a below average quarterback in that team would have had like 3 wins.
yeah,
Um, so I will grant that, but so we'll see.
true.
But listen, there's obviously more to go. But let's wrap this up because we're going to try to keep these. We got to some chop it up. Um, hot takes outside the world of football. Okay, what else is going on? What's your hot take for the day with respect to the world of sports?
I'm going to keep it quick. I'm going to go to women's basketball. Of course, it was awesome watching Iowa a couple days ago and Caitlin Clark do her thing. But I'm going to draw my attention to the South Carolina LSU game. Great contest, always is between those two, but just two polar opposites when it comes to coaches. I have never been a Kim Mulkey fan, and after that game, it certainly did not change that opinion. So whether it's Brittany, the way she's treated Brittany Griner, the way she seems to have kind of a me attitude with the way she coaches. But then that game in particular, where there was a fight at the end, and Dawn Staley said it right. And Dawn Staley has always been class, Philly representing, right?
That's right.
Dawn Staley, always class. As soon as the game is over, grabs the microphone and says, "Hey, to the basketball world, I apologize. This is not what we're about. This is not what the game is about. We apologize. This was not right." Also, heat of the battle, the stuff does happen, but with that, not cool. That's what you're supposed to say. What does Kim Mulkey say? I wish Cardozo would have went after Angel Reese. Like, really? So you're saying you wish the fight would have continued
Right.
and let's,
Right.
why don't you pick on her the next time?
And
Like,
you're almost inviting that now.
you're
Okay, so
inviting it.
you
Yeah.
go up against some, second tier team in a tournament who have nothing to lose. They're down 20 and Angel's getting all excited the way she does, but they happen to have a 6'8" beast who has no issues. Their last game of their career.
Yep.
Okay, so you want her to throw hands? Is that what you're asking for?
Exactly. Like just two polar opposites. I've never been a fan of Kim Mulkey. So yeah, that would be my hot
Wow.
take. Just
Wow.
disappointment. And I want to root for the team because they play hard, they play aggressive, they play almost Detroit Pistons style basketball. But the way that they're coached, yeah, I'll just stop there before I say anything else.
Yeah. I'm definitely with respect to that, Moki
Yeah,
lets her emotions get the better of her more often than not.
yeah.
Almost like the female Bob Knight to some degree.
That's fair.
Um, but before
But
the whole Griner incident, before all that stuff, I really was a big fan, and I still appreciate her ability to coach,
yes,
but
no disagreement on that.
her style's
Yes,
questionable. So mine is quick
yep.
and simple. Chip Kelly is the Doc Rivers of college football,
I
and
know you've
no
been waiting
one's
on
saying it
this.
makes no sense to go from head coach to offense coordinator. I don't care where you're going or how you're feeling. I know you are an egotistical, self-centered, which is not a bad thing always, person, and there's no way that there isn't some sort of backdoor deal that when Ryan Day, you know,
Here it is.
poops the bed again this year.
That's not what I was expecting you to say.
No matter how solid of a year he has, they're not when they come up short. He's gone, and Chip Kelly moves in the head coach. That's what's
Yeah,
going to happen. You heard it here first. And I'm not a hate. I just because I don't like Ohio State doesn't mean I'm a hater of Ohio State. Two different terms. But that's what's going to happen, and I'm not sure anyone's against that notion
you are a
because
Michigan
he's
fan, so
right. They have the weapons, and he'll be able to maximize it. And it's just written on the wall. So
yeah, that's a good take. I'm here
yeah.
for it. It was a weird
So
move, so I'm here for it. This is
well,
good. Good
yeah,
episode,
we gotta get right back at it though. You know what's
no
coming up? Our
doubt.
favorite time of year.
Yes, it is. March Madness is here, everyone. So get ready
Yeah,
for our 11th episode. We'll be coming up in just a couple of days. So good
absolutely.
stuff.
All
Thanks for
right.
joining us. Enjoy the hoops, enjoy the football hot takes and hot stove, and we'll be at you soon.
All right. Welcome everyone to a bonus session of Hot Takes. We are joined today by a special guest, and doesn't require much of introduction, but we're going to give her one anyway because this little piece is going to be called Sydney Sessions. Basically, yours truly um, has had a hard time following. I really want to know more about what's going in happening in the WNBA. I follow, but I don't follow as well as I should. But luckily, the expertise that is on the other side of this camera is going to bring me up to speed. We're going to ask her how she's doing, what she thinks, and she's in charge of keeping me updated on the ins and outs and all of WNBA. So without any further ado, the one that has destroyed me on NBA 2K with WNBA team after WNBA team, Miss Sydney Blair.
How you doing, Sydney?
I'm good.
Yeah. And for the record, she beats me in 2K pretty regularly as well. Who'd you beat me with the other day?
Um, the Aces.
Yeah, with the Aces. And even though you're a Liberty fan, you go with the Aces. What's that about?
I don't know. I just kind of like them.
So we know there's been a whole lot of stuff that's been going on in the WNBA right now, Sydney. So break it down for us. What has maybe been the most some of the interesting moves that's caught your attention?
I mean, I kind of like that
It's okay.
um that where did Natasha Cloud go again?
Natasha Cloud, didn't she go to Phoenix?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I like her. Yeah, and it's sad that like Deladon's not gonna play, and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Deladon not renewing or kind of stepping away from the Washington Mystics.
yeah.
Yeah. Talk to us about Seattle. I know there's a whole lot of stuff that happened with the Storm.
So I like that Neko Gumuke went to Seattle. I mean, I think they need like something else, but like a point guard or like
Well, they got a point guard. They got
oh
your
yeah.
girl, Skylar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were thinking they need
Evelyn.
shooting, right? You
Yeah,
think they need
that.
some shooting. Okay.
And I mean I think they'll be good. I think they just need somebody that can shoot, yeah.
Yeah, a little more shooting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So why don't you talk about your team, the
Oh, the
Liberty?
Liberty, yeah. So I like Brianna Stewart and yeah. And then I think they like I don't know. I think like Vanderson's just getting a little too old, and I think they should like pick somebody else up that can shoot and like get involved.
Okay, a little more depth at the point guard position, a little more
Yeah.
youth at the point guard.
Mm,
Okay, because we all love their shooting guard, right? We all
Yeah.
love the Liberty shooting guard,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Did something happen with her recently? The shooting guard?
She got engaged,
Married. She got married, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
she did?
to Sabrina Ionescu getting married this week.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. All
Yeah,
right.
her husband's an NFL player. I think he was with the Raiders this past year. Grassu, I think his last name is. Used to play for the Bears for a minute. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay.
What else you thinking? I know the Fever, they're gonna probably be picking everyone's favorite shooting guard, right? First pick in the draft. Who's that gonna be this year?
Paige.
No,
Oh
Caitlin.
yeah.
Caitlin, really? Where you at
No,
right now?
I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
good.
she just woke up everybody,
Yeah.
so she's still trying to figure things out. Caitlin Clark, Indiana Fever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone knows Paige Beckers is coming back for one more season at UConn, so that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Any other hot takes you're seeing in the landscape? The Aces are still the Aces, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Did they? Is Candace Parker coming back?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're still loading up, looking strong. Okay.
Hmm.
What you got down, Ray?
I'm learning. I'm sitting here learning. I didn't even realize Ionescu got married. That's hopefully here's the thing. So when Chelsea Plum got married, my thought in my mind was that was going to be the downfall of the Aces. I thought that, the getting the extra spotlight after they win it, and things are going to, and it really didn't affect them at all. But what I foresee is, what I'm hoping is that this news that you've provided will actually inspire her to become even like a more of a volume shooter, to the point of almost every time down the court, just truly becoming. She faced off against Curry in the All-Star weekend, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I want that type of just unlimited full range, just go all day, every day, and see if she can't lead the league in attempts per minute played. That's what I would like to see. And if that happens, and then Caitlin Clark comes in, you know what I mean? Like those two, if because Caitlin's gonna have an unlimited. I want her to have a Caitlin Iowa
Effect.
flag, like green flag, and I think that'll happen. Kind of like and then to see them go at it head to head would be awesome, because I hear that you're going to the Fever, assuming everyone's healthy and everything, Fever Liberty game. Imagine them two going back and forth down the court.
That'd be
You
fun.
know what I mean? That would be cool. That would be awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be really good.
So,
What other
but
takes we got? I know Tina Charles, Sydney. Didn't she go to Atlanta? What are you thinking about Tina? She didn't play last year, did she?
Oh yeah. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so that's a big move because she used to play for your former team, right, in Seattle Storm.
Oh yeah.
When they tried loading up in Sue Bird's last season.
yeah,
Yeah.
how about that? That's a question for you. I mean, with is there any chance? So with is Bird and Tarazi. Like I
Oh, yeah.
just didn't ever see them not being in the league at the same time. And with Bird being gone, do you think, first of all, how much more Tarazi do we have left? Or is there a chance that
One.
Yeah.
Bird's like, I gotta come back. I can't, this is too much. Because she can still hoop.
I
Okay.
think Sue Bird's done.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, she's already been out one season, right?
Yeah.
That sound right?
Yeah, I think
You don't
so.
think she
Yeah.
got the itch? All right. So what about Tarazi then? How do you think she has many years, 1 year, farewell tour coming up? What do you think?
Like I'd say like 1 year.
Yeah.
1 year.
I think we're in agreement. This is the farewell tour, and they're loading up. They're probably the team that is the most sad that Paige Beckers is staying in college 1 year because they have the second pick in the draft, so they probably would have taken her. So that stinks. But they did get Natasha Cloud. They get Kalia Cooper too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Copper.
Yeah, is it Copper or Cooper?
Copper.
Yeah. Sorry, Kalia, my bad. And I feel like they had another pickup recently, but Phoenix is getting is getting stronger. In Seattle, right? Because they lost everybody last season. You know, Brianna Stewart left, Sue Bird retired. All they had was Jewel Lloyd. But bringing in NECA, bringing in Skylar Diggins, they've got some talent now to go with Jewel Lloyd. And who's their center, Sydney, in Seattle?
No.
Magla.
L.O.R,
right?
Ezzy. Yeah.
Ezzy, yeah, you know Ezzy, so cool. Yeah, so they're in a pretty good spot.
Wow.
Nice.
All right.
So who do you think? I know it's early, but who are you going to pick to be in the WNBA finals with all these moves and knowing that Caitlin Clark's going to go to Indiana? Maybe you get Cameron, right? Yeah. She'll probably go to the Sparks. Maybe she'll go to Phoenix. I don't know. Maybe Phoenix will pick her up. Edwards is coming out from UConn, right?
Yeah.
We think she hasn't really declared yet, but who do you think? Who's going to be your top two next year? Yeah.
I think I like the Fever, like, cause I'm guessing, I'm pretty sure that Caitlin's gonna go there. But I don't know. I feel like the Fever, like, they're gonna get better because she's gonna come there and get better. But I feel like there's like just not enough pieces.
Okay.
So I would say the Liberty and the Aces.
Yeah, a rematch 2.0. Okay, that's a good hot take. We'll take that. This was good to have you on for a few minutes and chop up some WNBA action with us. And you're representing Otto, so that's good.
There you go.
Nice.
So just 2 months before we kick off with it, we're in March. Yeah, just 2 months before WNBA kicks off, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they start in May. So just think about that. The young ladies are finishing up the tournament. They're going to get drafted like a week after the NCAA tournament ends. And then they start the season a month later.
What an emotional roller coaster that's got to be.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, all right. Well, thank you very much for the first edition of the Sydney session. It was great to hear and learn about and talk some WNBA. And so first of many to come, especially once the season gets going, and maybe even during the tournament. See how we're doing during the tournament. Where we're at.
Thereafter.
By the way, Sid, who do you think? I know seeds aren't set or anything, but is there anyone that you like in the women's side to potentially go the entire way, regardless of who they play?
Yeah, South Carolina, Iowa.
College tournament?
I would say maybe South Carolina or Iowa. I like South Carolina. Like, I like Dylan Staley, and yeah.
Yeah, they play aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that Philly. I love Dylan Staley. Loved her since.
Do you think
way
Iowa
back
has a chance? Do you think Iowa has a chance?
Like, maybe.
What's going to hold them back?
I don't know. Maybe they're like Caitlin. I feel like Caitlin's like the one that like makes them better.
Yeah.
But I feel like because of their like
lack of size.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not. Yeah.
I remember you were telling me that before the show. So their lack of size, because they had size last year.
Yeah, with Sonano.
Yeah, with Sonano. See, Sydney will tell you they had Sonano when they lost her. She graduated, right? Yeah. So, all right, that works. I'm gonna go with South Carolina. Don Staley, what's up? So.
Yeah, I usually love to go against the grain or pick it up, underdog or whatnot, but I'm not going against Philly's own
No.
Mount Rushmore of Philly folks. Dawn.
I know UConn does not have a lot of depth right now because of their injuries, but they are hitting their stride. I would not be surprised if they they might.
No, we cannot have another year where UConn wins it in men's and women's. Not doing that again.
I don't think
I want to. I want it to happen.
Well, there she just gave you the men's basketball tourney hot take. So
there you go. I don't know about the men's side either, but for them to be at the top of the, food chain again, it's amazing. It's an amazing thing to do for a school of that size.
They've done it twice.
I know.
They did it with Tarazi and Okafor when he was there back 20 years ago.
Yeah, and then again when just a couple of years ago, the coach, he was played ball for the Sixers.
Yeah, really? You don't remember your boy Kevin Ollie?
Oh, Kevin Ollie. Here we go.
On, man.
Oh man.
All good.
I couldn't believe it. It was like his first or second year in. I was like, how in the world did he pull that off?
Yeah,
and that was the year that Kentucky had the AD, the rookie,
Yeah.
the freshman. But I'm not mad because I actually had them beating. I had Kentucky losing. I think I won
That tournament that year, the pick'em.
that tournament that year because that's exactly what I had. I had them
Yeah.
losing to a veteran team or something.
Yeah. No, it's a good look. So yeah, she already gave you the men's basketball hot take, and we should give a shout out. That UConn St. John's game last night was pretty good, pretty amazing. So Patino's, ever since he had that rant, that was their first loss since that rant. So yeah, good time of year. We'll have
Those
more.
wily old cats know how to
Always
know how to make it work.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thanks for joining, Sid. It was awesome. Can't wait to talk to you again. And let's see what happens this weekend. It's March Madness has begun.
Yes. Love it. Thanks,
All
Sid.
right. See you
Deuces.
later.